You know how to get the best price from a moving company in Japan? I am enthusiastic about sharing my experience of negotiating with moving companies so that you may learn what to expect and how to negotiate. I recently moved twice. That's right. I had to move 2 times within 4 weeks. That's because I had to move my things to a temporary location first. And I did not know that I would have to arrange the second move. So therefore, I ended up negotiating 2 moves. This double experience in such a short time has given me the expertise to speak to you today about negotiating costs with a moving company in Japan. Now, the first thing that you all should know is that you want to call several, if not many, moving companies well in advance of your moving date. Companies have a limited number of people and moving trucks, and some days can fill up and become unavailable. Now, me being a bit unaccustomed to speaking Japanese on the phone, I hesitated and procrastinated and ended up getting appointments with moving companies later than I wanted to. But even so, I was aiming to move during the middle of the last week of October. The middle of the week is a bit cheaper than weekends or the end of the month. I had appointments with 3 companies. The first company I negotiated with is the #1 moving company in Japan. Their name is Hikoshi no Panda. They sent a young salesman to my apartment to see how much I owned and how big the job would be, and to give me an estimate. After taking inventory of everything I owned, he offered me a price of 55,000 yen and asked me, "What do you think? How is it?" And I said, "Well, that's not too bad. It seems pretty reasonable." And then I told him, "I have another moving company coming to see my apartment and give me an estimate." Then he suddenly revised his estimate and said, "Here, I've reduced it to 50,000 yen. The other moving company won't be able to match that price. How is it?" And I said, "Well, that's great, but I have to meet with the other companies to get their estimates." And then he took out his phone and called his supervisor. After he got off the phone, he offered me a new price. He said, "If you'll cancel your meetings with the other companies, I'll give you a price of 44,000 yen. Wow, I thought. When I moved into that apartment, I paid 40,000 yen. But at that time, I didn't have a sofa. I didn't have a TV. I didn't have a dining table. Now I have an American-sized sofa, a big screen TV and a TV stand, and a big American dining table. I also moved from the first floor to the 3rd floor. But now I'm moving from the 3rd floor to the 3rd floor of another building, and there's no elevator in either building. I can get moved for only 4,000 yen more than what I paid last time. This is a great deal." The young, innocent person inside me wanted to take the deal. But then I would have to call these other companies to cancel my appointments. I'm not sure how to even do that in Japanese. I don't like speaking Japanese on the phone. So I told him, "I'm sorry, but one of the other companies is coming today, so I cannot take your offer." I knew that would mean losing out on the special price. The young salesman called his supervisor, told him the situation, and when he got off the phone, he gave me the 44,000 yen estimate as the final offer. So that is the price I took on the first move. For the second move, I was not anticipating to have to make the moving arrangements. So when I found out that I would have to arrange for that move as well, I didn't have any lead time. I wanted to get moved as soon as possible. I called the same 3 companies again. All of them wanted to visit to make an estimate. To me, that didn't make any sense because they just saw everything I have, especially for Hikoshi no Panda. They were the ones who just did the move for me. So I refused to meet with Hikoshi no Panda for an estimate. But they gave me the same price. However, the date was 12 days out. I wanted to move sooner, and I didn't care if it cost a little more. So I set up an appointment with the second moving company. The company was ART0123. During the first round of negotiations, they had given me a price of 60,000 yen, but then came down to 50,000 yen. So I met ART0123 at 8 o'clock in the morning. Before meeting with them, I had been told the earliest opening was 7 days out. 7 days is not much lead time for a moving company. They considered this type of move to be like a special express move. The salesman entered all the inventory and requirements into his tablet computer, pressed the submit button, and turned the display towards me. The price came up at 96,000 yen. 96,000 yen? No, thank you. I think I can wait. I told him that Hikoshi no Panda would give me the same price as the last time at 44,000 yen. Then he called his supervisor and he could give me a price of 60,000 yen. Remember, that was their original estimate before my move in the first round. But I told him there's still a big gap. He said if I could wait until December, he would be able to give me a deal that would beat Hikoshi no Panda. But my goal was to move as soon as possible. December was still 2 weeks away and several days after Hikoshi no Panda's date, so that wasn't going to work for me either. Then he got on the phone with his supervisor again. After the call, he was able to offer me one final reduction in price, 50,000 yen. That was good enough for me. I took it. The salesman looked so happy and relieved to get the agreement from me. Thank you.